Scorpio. Hello there, Scorpio. How are you doing? This is a reading for Scorpio, Sun or Moon, Scorpio Moon, or Rising Scorpio Ascendant, if you have Scorpio Ascendant, or Venus in Scorpio, or if you have strong Scorpio placements, or even cross-watching for Scorpio. This is a general reading for you, 31st of July. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment, because I love reading comments and it's helpful feedback for me too. And thank you to my subscribers who have left me feedback. Helpful, lovely to read, and also I know there's been audio issues. I'm not naturally a very loud speaker. I don't speak very loudly naturally, so it's a bit challenging for me to project my voice sometimes. Just hope you can hear me okay. Let's make a start. What have we got for you, Scorpio? Oh, okay, you're starting with the Four of Pentacles. You might be guarding something. Now, I can interpret this as guarding your heart, guarding, protecting yourself. In how this resonates, take it how it is. Or just protecting your material world, protecting finances, clinging on. Some of you, not all of you, might be clinging on tightly to your resources, and that maybe, through a feeling of not wanting to take financial risks, for some of you, but you have the Magician, which is a good start. Manifesting the things you want, perhaps after a period of keeping things close to your chest, protecting yourself in some way. It could be protecting your finances too, or having a feeling that you don't want to overspend. You're keeping your resources kind of guarded, perhaps even not being aware of not, say, overspending or being frivolous, because you need these resources. You need these resources right now in order to manifest, or invest in the things you're doing in your life for your highest good. You maybe need to let go a little bit and loosen the purse strings in order for you to invest in things that are necessary for you to move forwards in manifestation mode. And you have the star, Aquarius energy. Now we've just had the last full moon, the Bok moon, in Aquarius. This may have affected you, and is making you feel more confident about your future, and your future goals. You could be literally feeling, starry, feeling as if there's something that you're doing now is going to lead to fame, even in some cases, a wider audience. I feel as if you're looking at your future, manifesting the things you desire, in order to, live out your dreams, live out even your fantasies. Yeah, you've been diligent, you're working hard, you have been working hard, You'll have to excuse me for a minute, less than a minute. Because we're not going to get very far without these. So with the Eight of Pentacles, your diligence is paying off. I feel as if you are putting a lot of effort into manifesting, believing, improving your sense of who you are and your self-belief. Knowing you can achieve what it is you want to achieve through application, dedication, Queen of Pentacles. So you have everything you need. You're financially, Scorpio, you're okay. You're in a position of stability when it comes to your material world. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, although you're diligent, working hard and focusing on perhaps building your resources, you're secure in that. There aren't any immediate concerns to do with that. That's Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. Some of you may have a lot of earth in your chart as well. That earth, those earth elements in your natal chart, grounding you, making your dreams your reality, seeing how you can make your dreams, as the Magician here and the Star, these dreams can become your reality. And you know how to get there. And I feel as if you also need or have needed to kick back a little bit to make sure that you have had enough, you get enough R&R, enough time for you. Your material, in terms of your stability, you're okay, but the thing you need to watch, Scorpio, is that you don't overwork, that you don't overdo it, you don't overly focus on that, on the material, doing things purely for material gain. Watch that you are getting enough, that you're balancing, so that you're not overdoing it, so that you're not going to deplete your energy. Make sure you get enough R&I. Now, you may have recently taken a sort of been slower in motion, being slower, slowing down a bit, having an understanding that unless you get enough rest, then the things that you're manifesting, making your dreams a reality, that you'll come unstuck. So make sure that you prioritize your rest, your time out. It's not a luxury. Remember, rest is underrated. It isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And you have the Ace of Swords. So I feel as if, Scorpio, you're going to be very clear about what it is you want when you're manifesting these bright ideas, I feel, and you're going to be clear, and you're feeling a lot. I feel there's a lot of clarity in what it is you're doing, creating, producing, energy. And your intellect is right now. I feel your intellect is very sharp, and you're honing that. I feel that you're honing your intellectual capacities, your intellectual skills, the way you communicate. This can also suggest that there's a lot of communication you're dealing with, which means that when dealing with others, when communicating with others, your direct approach is going to be very helpful. There could be some important communication coming in for you this weekend, that you need to be aware of. Now, if you've been having difficulty switching off, 9 of Swords, this could be a nudge to say that you might be mentally overstimulated, and you may also need to have less screen time. Maybe you need to watch how much screen time you're having. Maybe you need to look at other ways, more healthy ways of unwinding, of relaxing, because you do have the 4 of Swords here, which is about being able to switch off, unplug, and it could be that you need to look at healthier ways. If you've been having difficulty sleeping, you're not the only one. I think there's a lot of us, a few of us right now, who are having, might be feeling a need to find healthier ways to switch off. Now, there could be things that are also troubling you, because you might have been having so many downloads and ideas of how to sort of manifest the new, how to stay in a positive mindset, and from time to time, Scorpio, I feel as if you burn the midnight oil, and are prone to sort of mental overload. So watch that. Try, I'd say, meditate, do something that's where you can switch. Don't switch. What I'm trying to say is, if you have rather unhealthy switching off mechanisms like zoning out, watching television, or watching some things on online, after hours, that could be that when it's time to unwind, you're mentally perhaps overloaded, mentally overly stimulated. So when it comes to unwinding, to sleep, to relax, there's a lot going on up here. So be careful. Perhaps try, say, of an evening, to put on some sort of classical music. Scorpio, that could be a good go-to for you. Classical music and Scorpio often go together. You respond well to classical music often, not all of you, but the majority of Scorpios I know respond very well to classical music, and it's a wind down. It's so layered, it's so deep. Classical music, has this, often resonates with your soul, so that could be a way to unwind. It doesn't have to be in the evening either. It could be, you know, during the day, to just let your mind sort of float, to let, you know, your intellectual, you know, often tendency to overthink, just let that sort of dissipate through classical music, for example. Now you have the Queen of Wands, fire energy, and I feel like, you know, you're feeling passionate. You're feeling passionate about, you know, the things you're putting into practice, the work you're doing, the ideas you're having, what it is you're manifesting and bringing in, and, you know, your dreams is about your dreams, making your dreams your reality, and this sort of approach, it, you know, is you know, it's possibly fire, you know, getting your creative juices flowing again after maybe a period where, you know, there's a little bit of a lull. You were just maybe kind of floating along, but not necessarily applying yourself to the things that you really desire and want to bring in and want to manifest and want to create and want to also put out there. This is fire energy. For some of you, you could be incorporating or connecting with fire sign, who is inspirational to you. If not, it might be a nudge to suggest you connect with, you know, a friend or colleague or someone who has this fire energy, a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Could be of assistance to you, could be someone to brainstorm with. But I feel that's your passion, your personal passion, more than anything. And the Page of Pentacles. So whatever you're going to be investing in, you know, creative projects, the things that you're going to be bringing forwards, bringing into the world, making your dreams your reality, you know, through a degree of hard work. But you're not afraid of hard work, Scorpio. You're very hard working by nature. You're never afraid. You don't shirk hard work or responsibility. But with the Page of Pentacles, I feel as if you are going to be quite discerning about how much investment, how much material, how much you're prepared to invest in what it is you're doing. And to begin with, you're going to be cautious. To begin with, I feel as if you're not going to be, you know, plunging all your assets into doing something new or something different, or making your dreams your reality. You're going to be careful in that sense, that you're going to be I wouldn't say slow to invest in what you're doing, but I would say that you're going to be not taking any major financial risks, and it's not your style to do that anyway. What's happening here? Come on now. Right, I'm just going to cut them. Oh, juggling. Yeah. So you may have two different avenues. You may need to be looking at two different, you know, you need to invest in this area, you need to invest in that area. It's like division of assets, you know, division of, you know, where there's cash flow, you know, where do you put, you know, how much you're going to put in this bit, how much you're going to put in that pocket, how much you're going to put in that pocket, you know, to make your dreams a reality. In some cases it could be a little bit of financial mismanagement. It can be sometimes also not, let's say, robbing Peter to pay Paul, you know, juggling. It can be financial juggling, but I don't feel for many of you that is the case. I do feel, however, that you are looking at where you're going to be, what are the priorities in terms of where you put your energy, your financial, your monetary energy, if you like, because money is after all energy. So that could be something that you need to be considering. Maybe you need to do something like a budget, look at, you know, budgeting more cleverly before spending, before investing, before spending. But you also have the Nine of Pentacles. So because you're also Queen of Pentacles, because you're pretty stable in this area, this could just be an imagined worry that you may have had to have been doing this juggling with your finances, but you don't need to. It may be it might have been a pattern that you were in, but because money is going to be fine for you, it's a pattern that maybe you were in and you don't need to be in anymore. Now what else do you need to know, Scorpio? I hope you can hear me, because I know there have been audio issues and I don't naturally speak very loudly, and when I do project my voice, to me it sounds loud, and I don't like loud very much, and for me I sound loud, but you may not be able to hear me. And I hope you can, but do let me know if you can't. You also have the moon. So I feel as if this recent full moon in Aquarius has affected you, and I feel as if you it would be a good idea for you to connect with the moon more. Perhaps you could think about doing like evening walks, going out. I read something recently about going out, about the benefits of walking at night, going out into, you know, into the lunar landscape, you know, into the night, night, you know, when the moon is full or nearly full, and it gives a lot of light, and to just take a sort of short walk in moonlight, and that also will enhance your intuition. Another thing you could do, Scorpio, is to make moon water and drink it. Now it just involves filling some jam jars with, or glass containers with filtered water, and putting them outside at, you know, nightfall, or dusk, and putting them outside for the night, bringing them in the morning, you know, just sunrise or just after, before the sun is too high in the sky, early morning I would say. And you can drink that, sip that throughout the day. You can drink that, and that can enhance your intuition. It is, you know, lunar energy, which can actually revitalize you and also get you in touch with your more feminine energy, and your intuition, which can help you with decision making through using your intuition, because you are naturally, Scorpio, highly intuitive, as you know, and this could be a helpful practice. I do this, and I often put a particular stone or crystal in the jar as well. So if you were to put, for example, quartz crystal in the water, which gives you clarity of mind and clarity, spiritual clarity, enhances your intuition by putting a quartz crystal in, or any other crystal that you feel could be it could enhance you, help you in some way, pop that in the jar as well. Make sure you seal up the jar, obviously, with a lid. That's why jam jars are so useful. That could be an idea for you. So what else does Scorpio need to know? Yeah, walking, going out for moonlight walks. You know, in nature would be ideal, if you can, and drinking moon water. Because I feel as if from time to time, Scorpio, well recently, I feel as if recently, the Aquarius full moon, I think, that Aquarius is a fixed sign, as you are, and I feel as if you may well, of course, Scorpio, if you are Scorpio, you'd have been conceived during Aquarius season, so you know there is a connection with you and Aquarius, and I feel as if this last full moon we had in Aquarius has also perhaps stimulated your pineal gland and also helped you see things, use or made you aware that you need to use your intuition more, stimulated your crown chakra. Of course, Aquarius rules the crown chakra, which is your where you get downloads, which is your intuition, where your intuition is most heightened, represented by the colour ultraviolet, or white, in some cases, or pink. So perhaps to enhance your intuition, moonlight walks and drinking moon water. And it could be a reason why, you know, you might be having erratic sleep, if you have been. For some of you, not all of you, but I feel that some of you have been having erratic sleep, and that could also help with your sleep patterns as well. What else for Scorpio, please? Thank you. Are you patient? So your patience is going to pay off, and I feel as if you're not, you know, it comes quite naturally, Scorpio, to you to be patient with people and with yourself, and this is one of your strengths, which will help you move forwards with your, you know, plans, making your dreams a reality. Your patience is, you know, key. And remember that you are, if you find yourself feeling impatient about things not moving forwards, you know, say quickly enough, then remember that patience is, you know, it is a virtue. It's an old corny expression, but it is a virtue. And you're adaptable. And I feel you have to be right now, Scorpio. I feel as if adaptability is also going to be key to the things you're doing. Now you are a fixed sign, and being let's say adaptability is a strength of the mutable signs more than it is of the fixed. That's right, darling. And I think, you know, obviously Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius and Pisces being mutables, they're obviously more adaptable, which is why I mentioned earlier that it could be good to connect with a fire sign. Thinking Sagittarius here, mutable sign, adaptable, or even a Pisces I'm feeling as well, also ruled by Jupiter, adaptable. So practice that. Don't allow yourself to be too fixed or fixated, or too narrow-minded or too single-minded. Think about your adaptability, that you can when you try, and you're free to make intuitive decisions. I feel that you need to get near a body of water. I feel that will also help you this is quite a watery card. It reminds me of Pisces, incidentally. You know, and your sense of freedom is, you know, going to be helping you move forwards, and your quiet time, so that you will be needing quiet time. And if you're feeling overwhelmed at any point, just quiet your mind. I feel this is more about not necessarily quieting your voice. I feel this is more about quieting your mind and learning that. And meditation can help. Walking in nature, going out, these moon walks. Thinking Michael Jackson. Moon walks. Walking in moonlight could be another way for you to quiet your mind if you're not comfortable with meditation, or you don't feel that that's for you. Doing, you know, walking in moon energy, walking in nature in moonlight could be a helpful way for you to do that. Switch off, or quiet your mind. Transformation. So you're going through change right now, which, you know, being Scorpio, you're relatively, I would say, pretty apt. You don't find it too difficult to do, because you are represented, Scorpio. You represent death and cycle of life and transformation. It comes naturally. I imagine that many of you are not alien to recreating or reinventing yourselves, or transforming throughout your life. So the changes that you're going through, you know, are going to ultimately bring you great blessings. So don't cling on to the old. Don't feel that you have to be rigid. You know, practice being adaptable, because I feel you're going to need to be to get through this next, you know, phase. Crystal or stone that could be helpful for you. Now garnet, I'm seeing garnet and quartz. Now green quartz, not clear quartz, even though I mentioned clear quartz earlier. Mineralogy, it contains fuchsite, and I don't know what that is, but it's for appeasement and helps with adjustment to any inner turmoil that you might be going through, and is a stress reliever. So it does enable calm and prudent reflection. And you know, you have the Four of Swords here, the inability to sometimes switch off. So any inner turmoil and stress relief, prudent reflection, strength, so that meaning that when you are in a reflective mode, when you find yourself needing to be in a reflective mode, you know, I am quiet here. When you find yourself needing to be in that reflective mode, it's going to allow you to be more prudent and be more understanding of what it is you're reflecting on. Also strengthens the liver and eases any gallbladder problems, and helps with rheumatism or any inflammation and sunburn or any rashes. So if you have any skin, you know, flare-ups or anything like that, that's helpful. But more importantly, any stress, self-soothing, inner turmoil, calm in moments of reflection. The other one, I'm feeling, something's coming to mind. Is it coming to mind? Smoky quartz. Nope. Opal. It's relatively easy to get to, to access. And it's good for humour, extroversion. If you ever feel you need the need to be more extrovert, it also helps others with joy. It can help. This is oddly paragraphed here, but it says that it can help infect others with your own joy. So joy you feel is kind of like contagious. It can help others if you're when you're in a good place. It can infect other people with your joy, which is quite powerful, and also helps to survive any adverse situations, and enhances your optimism. Also stimulates the lymph, the kidneys and the intestine, and the supply of nutrients to the cells. So that could be something. Now this is boulder opal, or also known in brackets as precious opal. There are many different types. I think there's 6 or 7 different types of opal, more than that even. For some reason I'm drawn to the opal, boulder opal, which is a dark. I have seen this around. It's a sort of got a blackish, bluish, with iridescence to it. More typically there's the white opal that we tend to recognise, but boulder opal, spelled B-O-U-L-D-E-R, is relatively easy to get your hands on. I think I've definitely seen it around. The milk opal is the one that I believe we're most familiar with, more commonly sourced, and helps you accept. It's to do with self-acceptance and communication and dealing with change, and companionship. So that also stimulates the lymph flow as well in the kidneys. So that could be either one of those. But head for opal. I believe opal is a November birthstone for November, which of course Scorpio, many of you would have November birthdays, or October or November, but I believe opal is linked with November, so that could be a good one for you as well. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Do leave feedback, thumbs up, share, like, subscribe if you've enjoyed this, if you found this helpful, and I hope you've been able to hear me more clearly, and I'm wishing you all the best and sending you lots of love on your journey of life, and take care of yourself. Lots of love to you. Bye.